What's up, Market Snipers? This is Jesse. I just have a question for you. Are we experiencing deja vu? Well, it kind of feels like it, right? And I'll explain why it feels like deja vu. So the other day, or almost 2 days ago, I put out this post on the X app. I've been trading Bitcoin long enough to have seen this pattern before, right? So, seen this pattern before, a topping pattern, as you can see, topping pattern with bearish divergence check mark. So what does that mean? Seems what that means is that it looks like this similar topping pattern, 1 2 3 1 2 3. This topping pattern had bearish divergence. This topping pattern had bearish divergence, right? And then this, after that bearish divergence, there was a lower high put in on this fractal, right? And what we're going to do is I'm going to actually show you where I got this fractal from. So stay tuned to the end of the video. We're going to try to keep this about 10 minutes, but I will show you where I got this fractal and one more fractal that I'm looking at where this played out twice. And I think many will be shocked that it wasn't from the bear market. It was from the bull market. So could that mean that we see lower prices followed by continuation after that? So we'll dive into that. But I just want to finish this. Price puts in a lower high, boom. And so is price going to put in a lower high and finish out this pattern? You got the topping pattern, followed by the bearish divergence, followed by the bearish divergence. Then a lower high was put in. And you see there's, it looks like it's starting to put a lower high. And if you go back to the previous videos, we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about it on the lives, on the live streams, Monday through Friday. We've talked about it in the videos. Go back to this latest video. I talk about it again, the Bitcoin possible crashing, all that stuff, right? So both times in the past, Bitcoin retraced to the target area below. After finding support, price took off to the upside. Will it happen again? That's what we're about to find out. We're going to find out if Bitcoin's going to put in this topping pattern again, that Bitcoin put in bearish divergence again, and then we're going to find out if it's going to put in a lower high again. And if it does, that is the higher probability that prices go back down to this area. Now, this is actually two target boxes, but the reason why I combined it into one, it saves a little bit of time. I was a little bit lazy, but number two, which is actually a bigger reason why, is that on this fractal here, it only hit target 3 of 4. So there's 4 targets to the downside. This is target 3 and 4 combined. So this fractal where I pulled it from hit target 3 of 4 targets. And the previous topping pattern with bearish divergence that played out before actually came all the way down and hit target 4. So whether it hits target 3 or whether it hits target 4, if price is finding and finds key support at one of the target areas, whether it's target 3 or 4, it doesn't really matter, right? We're going to see price come down similar to hitting target 1 and 2, find support, and then wait for that next breakout. So, and if you're watching this fractal at all, we know that fractals don't play out, from based off of our experience on Bitcoin, that fractals usually don't play out for more than 60 days. So we'll take that, we'll take it for a grain of salt, with a grain of salt, as they say. But basically, I use them as like ideas, right? We're still going to trade the chart with regular technical analysis, but we do use them as ideas, similar to, week off. A lot of people call it Wyckoff, but it's week off. And Elliott wave theory and all that. I would use those as more in patterns. I would just use them as ideas, but not enough for me to trade off by itself. So let's jump into it a little bit deeper. So if this does put in a lower high, right? If it does, it's not confirmed yet, we would see price come down similar to the previous videos that I've talked about, come up, this turns into a lower high, rolls back down, and whether it hits target 3 or 4, just call this the key target support area, right? Here, let me redraw this. I want to get this right. Let's redraw it. Okay. It comes down, right? Just like it did. comes down, maybe it hits target 3, maybe it spikes back up, comes down again, and then takes off to the upside. So whether it's just barely target 3, or if it goes all the way to target 4, like a deeper correction like that, you're still waiting for the overall plan to come out like this, right? So it's always been the idea that this was the first initial impulse move, the breakout from 16,800 that we actually took. I took it with leverage, right? Took that upside. And then we were talking about the bearish divergence. We talked about the breakdown, took advantage of the breakdown, took profits. And now we're waiting for that next possible lower high to be put in, right? So it's kind of like if it starts breaking back and closes below this trend line, that's when we can start to see it drop down, right? So somewhere around there, whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, this is a weekly chart, right? Next week, whenever it happens, we're going to be prepared for it to come back down. And then at that point, I'd be surprised if target 3 doesn't get hit. And then also, of course, it could go down to target 4 as well. Where we're wrong, right? There's two ways we could be wrong. One is it just takes off to the upside. I think that's a lesser probability, right? Just takes off to the upside. If it does, we'll see if it puts in an additional bearish divergence and then it plays out the entire scenario again, right? It's a possibility. I think it's less probable, but it's a possibility. And then 2, if it doesn't find support on price, then we'll see lower prices, right? But there's no point in getting or being concerned about, price going to 38,000 until we're closing back above 30,000. We don't need to worry about $10,000 Bitcoin until it doesn't find support and until it starts to break down. So this is why I put the arrow down here. This is where we're going to start to change our thought process and change our overall thought of Bitcoin correction. Now, if the overall stock market continues to crash, and again, I put out that video of a potential longer term crash, right? Then this would be more and more on the table. So we're going to keep a close eye on it day in, day out, as we have been. Many of you have been following me for more than 2 years. You let me know all the time, and I love it. Keep letting me know how long you've been following me. I appreciate it. That way I can talk to you like you're a longtime follower. And if you're new to the channel or you're new to me, follow me on the X app. Awesome. Welcome aboard. We appreciate everyone's support. Now, I'm going to show you where I found this fractal, right? So let's go back in time. We're going to go to the daily chart. So this fractal, I pulled it out here and talked about it, and I traded this, right? So I pulled the fractal from here. You had the topping pattern, 1, 2, 3, right? There was bearish divergence, right? So there was bearish divergence. There was a topping pattern, and then it broke down. There was actually a reversal candle. We have a reversal candle again on the daily chart. So after the reversal kind of came up, put in this lower high, dropped again. I remember taking the 32,300 10x leverage trade from here before I had all of our indicators. I just did it based off the exact same strategy, but with no visual indicators to help. And going back in time, if I had the reversal candle followed by the indicator, it'd be so much easier. I mean, look at that reversal candle, it nailed it perfectly. So reversal candle to the upside, nailed it perfectly, right? So I wish I had this going back in time. It would have made life a lot easier, but I did take that leverage long at 32,300 on that breakout. I was talking about bearish divergence back then. If you're following me on Twitter for that long, or the X app, then you would know that. And I didn't short this one. I did take profit on the long position. I didn't short that, but that lower high is the higher probability short. I did short that. I know it's only a couple days down, but I got that within $500. I took profit at right around $40,000 from from up here about 47. So it was a nice little short. I called it out on the X app again, watching for consolidation, watching, expecting price to go up after it found key support. As you can see, price moving from here, price moved to there, retraced to the target 3 of 4. And then we were watching. I was calling the breakout, and then boom, took another 10x leverage to the upside and ended up taking profit. I felt like I was late, but at $61,000, I got out back here, and it started to break down on the sell signal, and it was based off of price breaking down from the trend line, right? So price breaking down, everything is breaking down, and I got all my fills on average just under 61,000, like 60,750, I think, 800. I'd have to look it up, but I got out then, and in hindsight, that was a pretty good trade, right? But I was actually mad at myself for not nailing it better. So that was the fractal that I pulled and showed here, right? This fractal here is from August 2021 to September 2021. So a couple months there, right? The other fractal, right, that I didn't pull is also 2021, and I pulled it from here, right? So the same 1, call it 2, 3, lower high. Topping pattern with bearish divergence, right? Topping pattern with bearish divergence. So we played that as well. I remember being in long position. I remember even taking this long position. And then once it put in that lower high, I ended up shorting it from here as well. So, and then on this little bounce, shorted that bounce. So I was shorting it back here. I didn't think we were in the bear market. I just thought it was putting in bullish divergence. We called that out, bullish divergence, that whole entire time, bullish divergence. Even when there's bullish divergence here, I said, watch out for future bullish divergence. It happened. And then when this breakout happened, we were ready for it. And that's when we took that entry at 32,300 with 10x leverage. And it was with the main trading account. So you have to be ultra confident. There, I remember back here in 2021, many were very bearish. Many were bearish. On this lower high here, many were ultra bullish and taking long positions out at that point. From here, we took this long position there. And then, of course, we were going to the moon when it was starting to break down. So that's where we got the fractals. I posted this chart back a couple days ago. So I wanted to do a follow-up on it. And so you can review this chart here if you want. My thought is that we continue this topping pattern. We continue this bearish divergence. And then we're going to find out if it puts in this lower high. And then we're going to find out if price hits target 3 or target 4, right? Go back to the weekly chart. Hits target 3 or 4. See if it finds support. And then we're ready, and we'll be ready for that breakout again. Hopefully, there's some future bullish divergence down here. Let us know if that happens. Bitcoin, please let us know by telling us there's bullish divergence. Just as there's bullish divergence there, bearish divergence there. Give us some more bullish divergence to the upside. And with that, we'll continue to sniper the markets together. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the like button. Help me reach that goal of 100 likes. Subscribe, like, and we're going to continue to be obnoxious with the like and the subscribe channel. But thank you for all your support. I appreciate it, and I'll get this uploaded today. Thank you.